Hey there, welcome to our channel I Say Kids. Today we are going to talk about Zaha Hadid, an architecture legacy. Welcome to the next episode of I Say Kids Inspiration Time. Zaha Hadid, born on 31st October 1950, Zaha was an Iraqi architect, artist, and designer. She is recognized as a major figure in architecture of the late 20th and early 21st centuries. She was described by The Guardian, a British newspaper, as the Queen of the Curve, who liberated architectural geometry, giving it a whole new expressive identity. In most of the world, she achieved her wish. By dint of hard work, extraordinary talent, gritty determination, and unforgettable persona, she made herself one of the best known figures in architecture. One of the few that had currency outside of the architecture world as well as within it. She was, in every sense of the word, a presence. Large and regal in her bearing, dressed in flowing capes of her own design, she did not so much occupy space as command it. She seemed to fly non-stop around the world. First, to build her name by lecturing in architecture schools and museums, and later, as a practice group, to visit her job sites scattered across Europe, Asia, Middle East, and the United States. She gave the world such unforgettable shapes as the swooping London Aquatic Centres and more, as you will see in this video. Zaha liked to do things that other people thought were not possible. She created buildings that other people could not even imagine. Her style is often understood to be deconstructivism, a postmodernist style of architecture that breaks down and manipulates forms to create unexpected works. Each project designed by Hadid feels like a new study, but all seem related in terms of fragmentation, incredible curves, and structure that feels so futuristic it hardly seems real for our era. In response to the questions on her unusual design style, Hadid said, "There are 360 degrees, so why stick to one?" Zaragoza Bridge Pavilion. The Bridge Pavilion is a building designed by Zaha that was constructed for the Expo 2008 in Zaragoza, Spain as one of its main landmarks. It is an innovative 280-meter long covered bridge that imitates a gladiola over the river Ebro, connecting the neighborhood of La Almuzara with the exposition site and thus becoming its main entrance. The new bridge is at the same time a multi-level exhibition area. 10,000 visitors per hour expected to frequent the pavilion during World Exhibition. The bridge is at the same time a multi-level exhibition area, as we saw. This fluid, dynamic design interprets Expo's theme, water and sustainable development. The Guangzhou Opera House. In April 2002, an international architectural competition attracted Coop Himblu, Rem Koolhaas, and Zaha Hadid. In November 2002, Zaha Hadid's Double Pebble was announced the winner, and the groundbreaking ceremony was held early in 2005. The theatre has become the biggest performing center in southern China. It is conceived as two rocks washed away by the Pearl River. Some describe it as at once highly theatrical and insistently subtle. London Olympics Aquatic Centre. Aquatic centres for the 2012 Summer Olympics in London had a 50-meter competition pool, a 25-meter competition diving pool, and a 50-meter warm-up pool. The 50-meter pool is 3 meters deep in order to be fast. Its floor can be moved to reduce its depth. There are also movable booms that allow its size to be changed. The complex was inspired by the fluid geometry of water in movement. Rowan Moore of The Guardian said that the roof floats and undulates and called the center the Olympics' most majestic space. Let's get to know a little more about Dame Zaha. Yes, Dame. We'll come back to it. Education. Hadid studied mathematics at the American University of Beirut before moving in 1972 to London to study at the Architectural Association School of Architecture. Since she was never afraid of being different, her former professor Koolhaas described her at graduation as a planet in her own orbit. Professor Zengelis described her as the most outstanding pupil he ever taught. We called her the inventor of the 89 degrees. Nothing was ever at 90 degrees. She had spectacular vision, said her professor. All the buildings were exploding into tiny little pieces. He recalled that she was less interested in details such as staircases. She couldn't care about tiny details. Her mind was on the broader pictures. When it came to the joinery, she knew we could fix that later, and she was right. After graduation in 1977, she went to work for her former professors Koolhaas and Zengelis that we just talked about. She opened her own architectural firm, Zaha Hadid Architects, also known as ZHA, in London in 1980. During the early 80s, Hadid's style introduced audiences to a new modern architecture style through her extremely detailed and professional sketches. Her international reputation was greatly enhanced in 1988 when she was chosen to show her drawings and paintings as one of the 7 architects chosen to participate in the exhibition. Deconstructivism in Architecture at New York's Museum of Modern Art. This allowed people to associate a particular style of architecture with Hadid. This also silenced her critics, who thought that she was just a paper architect whose designs were not practical or physical. She also designed these famous buildings: Vitra Fire Station, Buggyzil Ski Jump, Contemporary Art Center, Fina Science Center, Administration Building of BMW, Extension of Audubon Museum, and so much more. Zaha Hadid was the first woman to receive the Pritzker Architecture Prize in 2004. The Pritzker Architecture Prize is awarded annually to honor a living architect or architect whose built work demonstrates a combination of those qualities of talent, vision, and commitment which has produced consistent and significant contributions to humanity and the built environment through the art of architecture. It is considered to be one of the world's premier architecture prizes and is often referred to as the Nobel Prize of Architecture. She received the UK's most prestigious architectural award, the Stirling Prize, in 2010 and then in 2011. She was made a Dame in 2012 by Queen Elizabeth II herself for services to architecture, and in February 2016 she became the first woman to be individually awarded the Royal Gold Medal from the Royal Institute of British Architects. Some other awards given to the Queen of Architecture, who created bold shapes, who broke several barriers. On 31st March 2016, Hadid died of a sudden heart attack at Mount Sinai Medical Center in Miami. The statement issued by her London based design studio announcing her death read: Zaha Hadid was widely regarded to be the greatest female architect in the world today. In a will, she left £67 million and bequeathed various amounts to her business partner and family members. Her international design businesses, which accounted for the bulk of her wealth, were left in trust. By the time of her death, her firm had a staff of more than 400, several times the size of most other architecture offices committed to serious cutting edge design. Michael Kimmelman of the New York Times, following her death in March 2016, wrote: Her soaring structures left a mark on skylines and imaginations, and in the process reshaped architecture for the modern age. Her buildings elevated uncertainty to an art, conveyed in the odd way of one entered and moved through these buildings, and in the questions that her structures raised about how they were supported. Hadid embodied in its profligacy and promise the era of so-called architects who roamed the planet in pursuit of their own creative genius, offering miracles occasionally delivered. This is Beijing Daxing International Airport. Sometimes nicknamed the Starfish, it is Beijing's second international airport and the largest single building airport terminal in the world. The airport is also one of the last projects Hadid worked on before her death in 2016. Though the buildings on this list all posed extreme structural challenges, this project may be the most impressive one of Zaha's architect's extensive portfolio. The airport is planned to handle 72 million passengers annually by 2025. The radial Starfish plan was designed to streamline passenger flows and minimize walking times and distances between gates. The latter feature especially helps passengers trying to reach their connecting flight. Spaces are also left simplified by separating airport program into distinct floors for international travel and domestic travel since security requirements differ for each. It is clear that the complicated functional requirements and the sheer size of the airport terminal did not prevent Hadid from introducing her signature curves. Can you identify any of these by Zaha, the architectural legacy? Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you. See you next time. Let's take a torch forward and do something big. Get inspired, stay inspired, and do inspire. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Ciao. Okay.